What is going on, everyone? It's Ultimate Spy 53 here, and welcome to Tales from the TARDIS, episode 5. In this episode, I am going to talk about the different costumes the Doctor has worn throughout his 14 incarnations. The main idea of the Doctor's outfit changing happened whenever the Doctor would regenerate. He would get new clothes, because the previous outfit didn't suit the new incarnation. In the first 4 incarnations of the Doctor, we aren't shown where the Doctor gets his new clothes after regenerating. The first time the Doctor regenerates into the second incarnation of Patrick Troughton, seen at the end of the 10th Planet, and the beginning of the completely missing serial, The Evil of the Daleks. Yes, quite a lot of classic Doctor Who stories are missing. Blame the BBC for wiping almost everything. Obviously not all the tapes were wiped, as some have survived. But the first time we see the Doctor change his clothes is in the animated version of that serial, as it was reconstructed. He simply digs around in his clothes chest and finds the black frock coat, a light-colored shirt, and bow tie this incarnation wears throughout his tenure and other anniversaries. So basically, the first Doctor goes from a black frock coat and a fawn waistcoat over a wing-coloured shirt, usually a dark blue necktie, to his first regeneration, where his clothes are, like I said, the black frock coat, light-coloured shirt, and bow tie. Although one thing I forgot to mention is he also wore very baggy trousers, which he had to fix with a safety pin, much like his bow tie. It is unknown what the Doctor does with the clothes he takes off after regeneration, in exchange for the new outfit. I assume he just stashes them in the chest, which will later be the wardrobe, but I don't know. I only say this as we see past Doctor outfits in later seasons of the show in the wardrobe. Once the second Doctor is sentenced to live on 20th century Earth at the end of the War Games in 1966, and changes into the third Doctor, his change of clothes is simply done when he steals clothes from the hospital he's staying in to recover from the regeneration he just went through. The outfit he takes consists of a red-lined cape over a black velvet smoking jacket, over a ruffled shirt with a variety of neckties. The Doctor also requests new clothes from the Brigadier after the Brig lets him keep his own clothes. This is the first incarnation of the Doctor shown to have multiple styles of clothing. The new clothes he gets are another black velvet jacket with a red lining and a large red bow tie, a green velvet jacket over the ruffled shirt and dark green bow tie, and a red jacket with a cloak with purple lining, although often he would just have the red jacket. After the third Doctor regenerates in the beginning of Robot, the Doctor goes into the TARDIS to change his current outfit with one that would suit his newest incarnation, and goes in and out of the TARDIS, first appearing as a Viking, then as a king, then as a clown, and finally in the trademark brown jacket and multicolored scarf. It is unknown where the Doctor got these outfits from, but it's assumed that he went to the not-shown wardrobe from inside the TARDIS, kept getting new outfits and coming out in a matter of seconds because of the way time flows in the TARDIS, compared to outside, making it possible for the Doctor to enter and exit in that short period of time. This incarnation only has a couple of costume changes. His main outfit has 3 distinct coats. The first one, which was used in Tom Baker's first season, was a reddish-brown blazer, and the other 2 a darker brown for darker horror and a light grey one for lighter, action-packed stories. All these coats would be worn over a shirt, waistcoat, cravat, and trousers. When the Doctor first appears in the clothes, he also dons a brown, wide-brimmed belt fedora. He would often wear this on his adventures, although in some stories he would leave it behind in the TARDIS. In fact, the Doctor Who intro, featuring Tom Baker as the 4th Doctor, doesn't feature the hat, probably due to the fact that he doesn't always wear it. But if there's one thing about this incarnation of the Doctor that made him my favourite of the classic era, that was the hat. The Doctor also wore his trademark multicolored scarf that he decides to finally put on, as it was knitted for him by Madame Nostradamus, which could be a gender-bent version of the historical French physician and seer of the same name, but I'm not entirely sure. The 4th Doctor also had a costume change in his final season, which consisted of a new, wider red and brown colored scarf over a large reddish-brown coat. I don't even know how they explain the costume change in that final season of the 4th Doctor, as I haven't gotten that far, but it was the only huge change in that incarnation. At the beginning of the serial, Castrovalva, the first to feature Peter Davison as the newly regenerated 5th Doctor, The Doctor decides the best way to get rid of his current outfit is to toss the coat and unthread the red and brown coloured scarf, a rather silly thing to do to an article of clothing, I may say. The Doctor then wanders through the TARDIS, and we then find the new outfit on a clothing line. This new outfit consists of a cream-coloured frock coat with orange lining on the flaps, striped trousers, a cricket sweater with red, black, and brown V's covering the chest, and occasionally a pair of spectacles, also known as glasses. The Doctor also frequently wore an Optimo-style Panama hat that had a red band and a black and white pattern that he would roll up and place in an inside coat pocket. The Doctor also retained red question marks embroidered on the collar of the outfit, which were first introduced on the Fourth Doctor's costume. This would be a trademark design up to the Seventh Doctor. Also on the left lapel of the Doctor's coat, he wore a celery stalk, another trademark design for the costume. After the Fifth Doctor regenerates into the Sixth Doctor in the Caves of Androzani, the costume gets rather dirty after the Doctor is hit with Spectrox toxemia, triggering his regeneration. The following serial, The Twin Dilemma, we are for the first time shown the TARDIS wardrobe. Here, the newly regenerated Sixth Doctor tries on new clothes to replace the dirtied previous outfit worn by the Fifth Doctor. We see among the outfits in the wardrobe the Third Doctor's previous outfit, worn by the Fifth Doctor. We see among the outfits in the wardrobe the Third Doctor's red velvet jacket, showing that the Doctor does indeed keep clothes from the previous incarnations in the TARDIS wardrobe, probably to bring back memories of clothes he used to wear. The Sixth Doctor's new outfit consists of a red plaid frock coat with green patchwork with yellow and pink lapels, with red question marks embroidered on the collar. Yes, the Doctor is very fond of frock coats for some reason. Also a waistcoat, a large Victorian-style necktie, and yellow trousers with black stripes. There were many variants on the waistcoat and tie, the earliest being the knitted brown waistcoat and turquoise polka dot tie. The waistcoat was later changed to red check, and in the following story, a new red polka dot tie appeared. The future version of the Sixth Doctor, seen aboard the Hyperion 3 in The Trial of the Time Lord, and wore a stripy waistcoat and a yellow tie speckled with black stars. Also, when the Doctor is looking at himself in the TARDIS wardrobe mirror, he decides to add a cat badge to the left lapel. A blue version of the original costume has been used in spin-off media. First used in the webcast Real Time. Due to the limited availability of colors and the type of animation used, it has appeared subsequently on covers of audio dramas from Big Finish Productions. In the Big Finish audio Criss Cross, the Doctor is depicted on the cover as wearing a brown and red tweed suit and a waistcoat with a blue and white striped shirt, along with a dark blue bow tie with red spots, while acting undercover in Bletchley Park in 1944 after the TARDIS is rendered inoperable by a strange signal. When the Doctor regenerates into his seventh incarnation, the TARDIS wardrobe is again used, this time a lot bigger than in The Twin Dilemma. Here, the Doctor swaps out the multicolored outfit he wore previously and tries on different costumes, a lot of them from previous Doctors, like the Third Doctor's velvet jacket and ruffled shirt, a jacket and scarf very reminiscent of the Fourth Doctor's final season costume, and the Fifth Doctor's cricket-inspired cream-colored jacket and hat. Seven is actually shown with a cricket bat while wearing the costume, before finally settling on the new outfit, underneath the Second Doctor's brown fur coat he wore in a serial during Patrick Troughton's tenure. This new outfit, and I keep saying new because with each new Doctor comes a new outfit, consists of an off-white safari-style jacket. No more frock coats for the Doctor. The jacket also had a red paisley scarf worn under its lapels, and a matching handkerchief in the left pocket, a fob watch chained to the left lapel, a plain white shirt, a red paisley tie, a yellow Fair Isle-inspired pullover adorned with red question marks and blue-green zigzag patterns, a white colonial-style Panama hat with a paisley hatband, and an up-tent brim, and an umbrella with a red question mark-shaped handle. Phew, that's a lot of attire for a Doctor. To reflect the emergence of his personality's more mysterious and darker aspects, his jacket, hatband, and handkerchief, scarf, and tie became more muted and dark in color, now in shades of burgundy and brown. The reason for this was never explained, I don't think. I remember when I was at a panel at Anglicon 2017, for Sylvester McCoy. I had asked him the question about the jacket's darker colour, as the Seventh Doctor's era went on for the 3 years Sylvester McCoy played the Doctor in the original run of the show. And all I can remember is something to do with the fact that as the era of that Doctor got darker, the costume department decided to have the darker clothes reflect the darker stories the show was writing during the era. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened. For the 1996 TV movie of Doctor Who, which was also the Seventh Doctor swan song, the Seventh Doctor was given a complete redesign in his costume. His safari-style jacket was gone, now replaced with a light brown tweed jacket, also gone were the question mark pullover, scarves, paisley tie, and question mark umbrella, replaced by a red waistcoat and a brown-black zigzag pattern tie. However, because all the incarnations of the Doctor had a signature look, the Panama hat is still retained, even though the Doctor didn't always wear it in that story. After the Seventh Doctor regenerates into the Eighth Doctor, he has no clothes, as they were taken from him when the Doctor was shot, and so 8 steals some clothes from a locker in the San Francisco hospital he regenerates in. This outfit consists of a Wild Bill Hickok costume, minus the hat and gun belt, which is then just a bottle green velvet frock coat, high-collared white dress shirt, floppy battleship grey cravat with a bronze pin, and a 6-buttoned silky waistcoat with a golden pocket watch. After a period of wearing his Wild Bill Hickok costume, the Doctor continued to wear this outfit throughout the Time War and to the end of his life, the clothes growing battered and frayed from action and abuse. So although the Doctor's clothes looked different, they are the same basic idea, the only difference being that they're very travel-worn and faded, and the frock coat is slightly altered to give it that travel-worn look. Also, the cravat is now replaced with a thin blue scarf. This is also the first incarnation of the Doctor to have shorter hair during his tenure. The reason his hair became shorter in the Night of the Doctor minisode is because in the audio drama Fugitives, after falling into the ocean at Dunkirk, he has his hair cut short. After regenerating into the mysterious War Doctor, his costume becomes a mix between the 8th and 9th Doctors, with a distressed brown leather overcoat similar to the 9th Doctor's black leather overcoat, over a dark brown waistcoat similar to the ones worn by the 8th Doctor, as well as a bandolier. The War Doctor is also the first non-numbered Doctor, and the first incarnation to have a beard, as he sports a white goatee. By the time of Doctor Who's revival in 2005, the Doctor was given a whole new outfit, although it was quite simple. It consisted of a simple black leather overcoat on top of several V-neck shirts, including red, blue, green, dark purple, and black. By the time the 9th Doctor regenerates into the 10th Doctor, we get to see the first appearance of the TARDIS wardrobe in the revival era of Doctor Who. This wardrobe is the biggest out of all the previous ones we've seen, as it was only mentioned by the 9th Doctor in The Unquiet Dead. This version contains hundreds of different outfits the Doctor has collected throughout his travels, including, if I remember correctly, a variant of the 4th Doctor's original scarf. This is also the first time the Doctor has used the wardrobe to explain his changing clothes. I don't even know what he does with his previous outfits. They probably just end up in the wardrobe eventually for unknown reasons. The 10th Doctor's new outfit this time consists of a long, light brown overcoat with buttons, over a dark brown suit with blue pinstrips. He also wears a blue variant of the suit with rust red pinstrips when he's traveling to the future, and also wears the other one when going to the past. Under the suit, he usually wears either a white, light blue, or dark blue shirt, with a tie and an assortment of different colors, usually with a pattern. This is my all-time favorite outfit of the Doctor's, the other one being the 4th Doctor. There are a couple of episodes where the Doctor dons a simple James Bond-style black suit with a bow tie. In the Series 3 episode, The Lazarus Experiment, and the Series 3 Christmas special, The Voyage of the Damned, the Doctor doesn't always wear his overcoat, and oftentimes just appears with either version of the suit he's travelling in, brown for past and blue for future. After the 11th Doctor regenerates from the 10th Doctor, he ends up wearing the light blue shirt and one of the ties for 90% of the first episode of Series 5. It isn't until the final battle with the Traxi that the Doctor is digging around the hospital that Rory works in for clothes. He eventually settles for a brown tweed jacket with elbow patches, bow tie, braces, suspenders, and white shirt. The bow tie would actually differ if he was traveling through the past or the future. Red for past and blue for future, although I could be wrong. In the Series 5 episode, Flesh and Stone, the Doctor loses his original tweed jacket and then replaces it with a plain brown jacket, which he wears until the 2010 Christmas special. In this episode, the Doctor wears his most famous Prince of Wales check tweed jacket, which he wears with some switching to a green military coat, until parting ways with Amy and Rory in The Angels Take Manhattan. After losing Amy and Rory, the Doctor broods off in Victorian London in period clothing throughout the snowman. The Doctor rejects his tweed jacket, The Bells of St. John, in favour of a purple-brown cashmere frock coat and a variety of waistcoats, and generally more sober colours of shirt and bow tie. Amy's reading glasses, which were left behind with the Doctor after Amy and Rory's departure, are also occasionally worn. Also, throughout the end of Series 7, the Doctor also has a fob watch on his waistcoat. After the 11th Doctor regenerates into the 12th Doctor, at the end of The Time of the Doctor, and the beginning of Deep Breath, the Doctor goes through a couple of quick costume changes, the first being standard period pajamas, then to period clothing, and finally, without any explanation, his new outfit. It is unknown where he gets this outfit, but based off of the previous wardrobe appearances in past TARDISes, and the sort of wardrobe the 11th Doctor digs into for a second costume in the undergallery of the TARDIS console, it is pretty clear that the Doctor gets this outfit from the same location. I mean, it actually does make sense. I just wish they would have shown the Doctor acquiring the new set of clothes without us having to assume where he gets it. This new outfit consists of a dark blue crumpy coat over a white shirt and a navy waistcoat. The coat also features red lining, reminiscent of the Third Doctor's cape, also with red lining. His shirt varies from episode to episode, with a navy shirt, a dark purple shirt, and a black shirt with white polka dots appearing, as well as a black holey jumper, all being worn under his coat in his first series. Starting with the 9th series of Doctor Who, and my least favourite of both the Revival era and the 12th Doctor. We see the Doctor mess with his costume quite a lot, this time donning a hoodie over a plain t-shirt over the Crumbly coat, which has been opened up. This is one of my least favourite costumes the Doctor wore in the entire 12th Doctor era. I mean, I just hated it. In Face the Raven, the Doctor wears a red velvet variation of the Crumbly coat. After briefly ditching it in Hellbent, he dons it again at the end of the episode in honor of Clara. In some episodes set in periods, the Doctor has worn period-accurate clothing, a trait he seemed to do when it was most appropriate, although previous incarnations did not do this. In one episode of Series 10, the Doctor randomly has a dark grey suit, very similar to his Crumbly coat, and then also wears other coloured jackets and hoodies before returning to what looks like the original Crumbly coat of Series 8. It is unknown why he does this. In the series finale of Series 10, which was also Capaldi's final episode, he wears what appears to be the original Crumbly coat, like I just mentioned, but it may also be the red velvet jacket he's replaced it with. But I could not tell when watching the episode, because of the lighting. I mean, it looked very much like the original coat, and I think it probably was, but again, I'm not 100% sure. And that is all the clothes the Doctor has worn throughout each tenure. I hope they explain how the new outfit the Doctor wears in Series 11 is acquired. Just based off the first promo image for the new Doctor, the Doctor appears to be sporting blue high-waisted culottes with yellow braces, a black shirt with a rainbow stripe across it, and a lilac blue coat. This is a very interesting costume choice for the Doctor, and even though I'm not currently a fan of the new Doctor, I'm still curious to find out what she'll be like, although it'll be very weird to keep calling the Doctor a she, after the Doctor has been a man for 13 incarnations. But I think it'll be very interesting what Chris Chibnall does with the writing of this new Doctor. And that is going to do it for this episode of Tales from the TARDIS. It's still very interesting, and confusing at times, when the Doctor randomly changes his clothes. I don't understand it. I feel like without a wardrobe, I have no way of knowing where the Doctor gets these clothes. I hope they aren't stopping the formula with the Doctor just showing up in new clothes starting with 12 of the new series. It would just confuse me more. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and or listening to this episode of Tales from the TARDIS. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the like button. I really do appreciate the support. And, if you're new to this channel, subscribe for future episodes of this podcast and other series that I do, as well as other great content. And I'll be back next time with another episode. Alright, see ya.